You know, yesterday I woke up and I started eating. I started binging on food as if somebody had told me that was my last day, that if I don't eat my favorite foods, I would never ever get the chance to eat them again. By 10 o'clock, guys, I was so tired. I was feeling sluggish. My tummy was sore because I had just eaten all kinds of food, right? Binged rather. On all kinds of food. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It is year end. I think it's that time where just everybody's tired and I'm feeling the exhaustion too. Maybe I need a holiday or something, right? And while I was thinking that to myself, I felt like the Holy Spirit said to me, no. Don't blame year end for how you're feeling right now. Remember, you've been eating like there's no tomorrow. At the same time, I just got that thought, like, no, actually, this is not a problem of year end. This is a problem of what I've eaten this morning, and that's exactly how I'm feeling. And as I was thinking about all of that, I asked myself a question, but how many times have we given reasons for situations that we find ourselves in, only to find that at close inspection, you realize that actually the reason that you thought was the reason why you're in this place that you're in right now is actually not the reason, but the reason is something else. Am I confusing you enough? I found myself asking those questions, like, how many times have I explained something away only to find that if I had taken time to closely inspect what was going on, I would have found out that there's actually a deeper reason why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, or why I'm in a place that I'm in right now. So today I want to talk to you about choose your snack for peace sake. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnify. Hello to those of you who are new to my channel, and hello to everybody who's been there from the beginning. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel. If you have already subscribed, please get your people to get their people to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And please don't forget to like the video, leave your comments. I really love to hear from you guys. Please leave your comment, click the notification bell to know every time I upload a new video, and please, if the message inspires you, share it with somebody. If you don't need it and you know somebody else who needs it, please forward the message to that person, right? So I want to talk to you about choosing your snack, right? I realized that we can tend to explain things away, so to a point where we are not involved, or we don't see ourselves as involved where we are. We don't see ourselves as the reason for where we are, right? We always blaming maybe other people. We blaming how we grew up. We blaming our situations. Yes, though all of those things that maybe you might be giving as a reasons why you find yourself where you are could be part of the reason why you find yourself where you are. But if you are not in that equation as a person who contributed to where you are today, then there is something wrong with that equation. I found out yesterday, as I was feeling sick, I really wanted to blame year end, that I'm tired, but 2 days ago, I wasn't feeling like that because I had eaten properly. But when the Holy Spirit said, no, then I started inspecting myself properly. Then I realized actually what I chose to eat got me to feel the way I'm feeling right now. But tomorrow, if I go back to my normal diet and I eat properly, I'll find that, I still have energy, even at this time of the year. So what is it that you've blamed a whole lot on? Or who is it that you've blamed a whole lot on, whereas you haven't even allowed yourself to be part of that picture, right? It is important that as we explain things, as we come to a realization of where we are, we always need to be part of that equation. You need to take responsibility for where you are, because like I always say, people, yes, will do things. People, yes, will say things. Our environments will contribute. How we grew up will contribute. Everything contributes. But again, nothing happens to you without your involvement. How that thing or that situation keeps recurring says something about how you are reacting to that situation, right? Sometimes, we find ourselves having issues in our relationships. Maybe you always have issues with friends, you always have issues with partners, with your children, with colleagues, church members. You're just always in conflict. Your relationships are just not stable. I just wanted to say to you, what is that kind of snack that you're allowing your ears to snack on, right? Sometimes we would say people are like this, people are like that, but I've realized that the more we control what we consume through our ears, the more peaceful our relationships become. What have you been listening to regarding your friend that you're fighting with right now? Who have you been listening to, right? Your partner. What is it that you're taking in? Is it a relationship between you, your partner, and God? Or is it a relationship between you, your partner, other people, and God? All right? Who have you decided to involve in your relationship? What you choose to snack on will determine the results of your situation, the results of your relationship, the results of your career. You might be sitting in the office with your colleagues and you're always complaining about your boss, and sometimes you decide, what, we're not gonna do a lot because we are not getting paid for this, right? You all agree. And what do? You end up sitting there and doing mediocre work, and not because you're that kind of a person, but because you've allowed your ears to consume certain things that have made you make decisions that are not what you would have otherwise chosen. What we constantly spend time on will eventually dictate how we live our lives, how we relate to people, whether we progress in life or not. What we constantly consume will destroy us if we do not pick the right things to consume, right? So please, as you've been looking at your life and how your relationships are, maybe your career, think carefully. Try and think and remember a point where a switch in that relationship happened, or a switch in how you feel about your company happened. Examine closely the kind of conversations you were getting involved in at the time the switch happened. You might find that you've been saying, really, this company is not good. Really, this manager is unfair. Really, this relationship is not for me. Only to find that there was something that you allowed on the inside of you that caused you to think like that. Previously, the company was good, your partner was perfect, but something got in your system that made you change your mind. So before you walk out of that relationship, maybe before you quit your job, really examine to see whether the reason that you're giving for leaving is really the reason why you should be leaving. Or is there something else that you are not aware of that caused you to feel the way you're feeling? When we choose to eat well, we then have no problems with regards to energy, with regards to how we feel on the inside, right? You won't be constipated when you eat well. You won't feel sluggish when you eat well, right? You feel healthy and energetic. Same goes with what we consume through our ears. That's why I'm saying, choose your snack carefully. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Please get your people to get their people to subscribe and share the message. You know what? When something inspires you, when it makes sense to you, it's good to share it with somebody else who might as well need it. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach.